Good morning, South Florida. Hello, world. This is Robert Henderson Jr. live in the beautiful studios of 12:10 a.m. Joining me live. I don't know if my sister-in-law here is Linda on the call or Keith. That maybe they're gonna be calling in. But we get the engineer here and Isaac here with me. Isaac, how you doing? All right. Isaac here is the cinematographer. We got a great show lined up for you. And I want you guys to call in because we got an interesting show today. I'm riding out solo. And let me give you the studio hotline number. It's 786-633-5927. That's 786-633-5927. Okay, Linda says she's calling now. Okay, but I don't hear Keith yet. But anyway, we got a great show lined up today. I want to talk to you today about probability and predictability investing. Now, when you invest your money, especially what's going on right now, there's something called probability. Probably this will happen. And predictability, you know it will happen. It's guaranteed to happen. Believe it or not. Yeah, it's as simple as that. You know, with all of the melee that's going on right now, melee, that's our word for the day. I'm spelling that M as in Monday, E as in Easter, L as in love, E as in Easter, E as in Easter. It means confusion, turmoil, just jumbo. And right now, the world is in, I would say, a state of melee because half of the people said they want to open the economy and get back to work, sacrificing, health or life. They said, hey, the money, the show must go on. And the other half said, no, I'm going to stay home, stay put, make sure they wait until they get a vaccine or until things, pan out and things are a little better. So right now, I definitely would call that a melee, a state of confusion, turmoil, and it's amazing. I never thought that I would live to see the day when you had to choose between making money or having money and also your life. You had to make the choice. And that's where we are right now. And you have talking heads on both sides, And it's amazing how I don't understand the situation that we're all in. How in the world did it get divided between party lines? That doesn't make sense to me, I wonder if the Martians or someone land. I mean, will that still be a division on party lines, whether they're here or not? That's amazing to me. It is what it is. I mean, a lot of people say that, this whole coronavirus is a hoax conspiracy, but there are people dying. And several of us know people that got sick and people who have passed away. Tell their families that this is a hoax. It's amazing to me. Now, and then the people that says, okay, this is America, my freedom. I should have the right to go out and shop and okay, I mean, now if we're not going through a melee, I don't know what a melee is, but it definitely is. Definition of a melee, MELLE, is confusion. And I would say we are in confusion. And then when you look at the stock market, that's another thing that I've been in the market for an advisor for over 30 years. I'm a certified financial planner, certified tax coach. Our office is here in the Miami Lakes. We also have an office in Fort Lauderdale, and we also have an office in Atlanta. I've never seen anything like it. Anybody who's alive have never seen anything like what we're going through. And they say they know what's going on. They know exactly. They're not telling the truth. What I do know is this too shall pass. If we're not all dead, this will pass, and it really will. And the funny thing about it is if a lot of you all who read the scriptures, they said that this is going to be coming. It's going to be happening. And it's not the first one. It's not going to be the last one. I mean, from the swine flu, there's going to be other pandemics as long as you live. So we need to get ready for this, take it very serious so we can prepare. I got a text here from Alex. Let me see if he can get through. Okay, Alex says, hi, good morning. I'm not hearing the stream online. Tried with my mobile device and desktop. 6 a.m. now, nothing. They're not hearing the streaming. The young guy in here, I think he's like 2 weeks or something, 3 weeks. He says it shows that he is. It says that we're streaming. I don't know. Ms. Redhead, let me know if you can see me or hear me, then that'll tell the truth. I don't know. You guys could probably try to go to Google or put in 1210. I don't know what's really going on with the station, but it's definitely another Amelie around here also. State of confusion. But hey, this too shall pass. This is like the stock market, predicting it. People on CNBC, they have the billionaires that come on saying, hey, the market is too high. And I say to myself, that's because a lot of the hedge fund people, they missed it, really. They really missed it. When the market was at 29,000, a Dow Jones Industrial Average, and it dropped to 18,000, just put everybody in the state of melee. A lot of people were just shaking their head like, what happened? And some people went back in and invested and started buying. And next thing you know, the stock market is back up to 2,400. Miss Redhead said, yes, he's seeing me on YouTube. Let me see what Virgil says. Virgil says, good morning. You are loud and clear on AM dial. Okay, so thanks, Virgil. Thanks, Miss Redhead. So Alex, you got to go to AM dial then, okay? If you can get AM, and that's 12:10 AM while we try to figure this thing out. All right. We've been having some problems here, but like I said, this too shall pass. And the word for the day is Maylee, spelling out M as in Mary, E as in Easter, L as in Larry, E as in Easter, E as in Easter. Maylee, state of confusion, turmoil, jumble. And that's what's happening all around. But, that's when a time where you really figure out who you are, because when things are happy and things are going well, it's easy to say you got your stuff together. It's when the turmoil and the melee takes place. That's when you separate to find out who really, really has got their act together, who really, really understand what it means to have faith, and you have to be strong and get through this, because we will. This too shall pass. And I've been telling people, this too shall pass. This is not it. I don't know why some people think that, the world has to come to the end all at once, like some science fiction movie. Some people died, didn't wake up to this morning. Their world came to an end, but that don't mean we all going to do it at the same time. It doesn't have to be in concert, so to speak. So I plan on riding this thing out for a long time. I'm protected. I have my mask. I'm doing social distancing. We're not allowing clients to come in the office face to face. We're doing everything, on GoToMeeting or also on Zoom. And that's what we're doing. Keith texting me saying, what's happening? I don't know what's happening, Keith. I mean, can you call in? Yeah, can you call in? Yeah, call in, Keith. I mean, because I can't hear you. And you texting me saying what's happening, and I'm talking. That's a melee itself. So try to call in. I don't know. 786-633-5927. 786-633-5927. Okay, Keith still texting me. Okay. He said he still can't hear anything. So try the AM station. Try to go to 12:10 AM, Keith, and see if you can call in or listen to us. Okay. All right. Keith, is that Linda or Keith?
This is Linda B. Harris, the woman.
Okay. The melee is starting to set aside. We got the woman of 12:10 AM, the Understanding Monday show. Understanding Money show. And Keith is texting me saying he can't hear. I telling him, so Linda, can you hear or on YouTube or 12:10 AM?
I simply called in on my phone. I can definitely try to.
Okay. So you just called
on
in.
The radio? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alex said he can't hear anything. Miss Redhead Virgil said he hears loud and clear. So that's fine. All right, but the show must go on. We'll take the show. And if you don't get a chance to hear us, we're going to record the show. And later this week, we're going to upload it on our website. Let me give you guys our website so you can listen to all of our past shows. And that's www.thehendersonfinancialgroup.com. I'm going to repeat that. www.thehendersonfinancialgroup.com. And you can go right to radio and you can listen to all of our past broadcasts, all of our shows. Okay. You can do the same thing with for the Hyacinth also. We just recorded federal benefits, another workshop, and we're featuring understanding all about the TSP. So we're going to be putting that out. Also, going to send you guys emails. We'll make announcements. We just finished recording it, and you'll be able to click on that and schedule anytime you want to listen to that. It's about probably about an hour long, about 45 minutes long. And Bill Marecki, Professor Bill, and myself, we go over all aspects of the TSP, the pros and the cons. And after that, we're going to be doing something on the FEGLI, and that's for federal employees, just so you can understand your benefits more. Linda, you know, I got a call, and I'm so happy. I got a call the other day. A client said, Robert, you know, he has a brother who is 52 years old, and the brother is kind of in the street. He's a drifter. And he says, Robert, you know, I need to put life insurance on him. And he says he's a smoker. And I said, why would you put life insurance on your brother? Because he says, you know, the family can't afford, if something happens to his brother, he is going to be the one that has to pay for the funeral and the final expenses, you know? So he says, as financial planning, he wants to plan for that, even though he might die before his brother, but just in case, he wants to prepare and put together a financial plan. Well, you know, I found a company that will take his brother, that will take his brother without any medical checkup, and he's a smoker. All right, and for $42 a month, they'll give him $10,000 coverage, permanent insurance. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Yes.
At least it's a burial amount. I mean, not to say we want that to happen, but that's the planning on the brother's part. Wow.
Yes, and if he wants to up instead of $10,000, if he wants to get $20,000, it goes to $83 a month. You know, which is about $1,000 a year, but I mean it's $20,000 and it's permanent insurance, and he doesn't have to take any medical exam. You know, he's just a smoker. If he wasn't a smoker, it'd probably be half that cost, because when you smoke, it almost doubles the price, the premium. You follow me?
I wonder, is there an age restriction, like under 80 or under 60?
Usually they cut it off about 75 to 80 years old, 75 to 80 years old, you know?
Yeah.
And the reason why isn't that excellent? And the reason why I brought that up, because believe it or not, still, there's so many people that still do not have burial insurance or life insurance. And that is not that expensive. And it's one thing that is, I would say, predictable. We're all going to probably leave here, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so today I wanted to talk about investments, and there's two categories to put your money. And I want the listening audience to understand this. And what it does, it helps to relieve some sort of confusion in this whole financial maze on how should you invest, what should you be doing. And every investment, every strategy fits into one of these two categories. The first category is it probable that it will happen? The probability category. Probable, not guaranteed to happen, but probably it will happen. What we think, what we feel will happen, what we believe would happen. Bless you. That's you sneezing. Bless you. The probability of it happening. Every investment falls either in the probability side of the equation, or the next is predictability, something that will happen. We can actually say for certainty this will happen. In other words, death wouldn't be on the probability side. It will be on the predictability side, that we will. Now, we don't know the time and the hour and the day, but we do know that everyone and no one gets off this planet alive, correct?
That's correct.
Now, probability investments, when you think of that, I want you to think of the stock market, mutual funds, ETFs, probably, Wall Street, investment advisors, probably in the long run, the market will be up. Probably. But they can't guarantee it. In the long run, probably your stocks will go up. Probably this whole COVID-19 will be over in a year. Probably. Or 2 years. Or 3 years. Probably. We don't really know. Real estate investing, is that on the predictability side or the probability side? I would say the probability side. What would you say, Linda, on real estate investing?
I believe it's the probability side.
Right, right. And what about owning a business? Because people say, listen, since I've been laid off, I'm going to open my own business. So when you do that, I want you to know that you're on the probability side. Now, why am I talking about this? Because I want you to stand back and look at the strategy. A lot of people are on the probability side when, especially after this whole stock market drop, this melee that we find ourselves in, lost jobs, furloughed or laid off or fired. That's all uncertainty. But after all of this have taken place, more people should be looking more on the predictability side. They want guarantees. Now, what's on the predictability side of investing and strategizing? Well, it's all insurance. It's life insurance. Because life insurance will tell you exactly, if you say that one day you want to have a net worth or you want to leave on this planet $500,000. That's predictability. We can tell you for sure, if you do certain things, that's going to happen. Come rain or shine, that is going to happen. An annuity. If you say, okay, when I retire, I need to have X amount of money coming in every month. We can actually tell you how much you need to put away today in order to meet that goal, whether it's 5 years from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now. We can actually tell you how much and what you should do with an annuity. I mean, we really, really can. It's just that simple. Those of you all who want to call in, if you can hear me, the number is 786-633-5927. 786-633-5927. When you look at it like that, Linda, on the left side, are you making more probability moves and your life is filled with probabilities? Or on the right side, are you setting your life up to be more predictable, guarantees? You know what will happen. What do you think what side most people are on, Linda? What do you think?
I think probability side. I think most people do what's easy right now, and then they hope it works out, as opposed to planning and making sure and making moves that guarantees it works out, that they have the lifestyle that they want to have. I think a lot of people are on the probability side and just sort of, hope a global pandemic don't hit us again.
But why do you think that? I mean, I tend to agree 100% with you. But why do you think, since all the research and the experience, and we've watched our parents, and we have some sort of data, what works on, what's the best outcome, being on the probability side or the predictability side? Why do you think that, like you said, and I agree with you, most people are on the probability side? I mean that goes hand in hand with, playing the casinos, Las Vegas or Hard Rock or gambling or playing the lotto. It's a lot of money that's spent there. I mean, they make more money, man, than in terms of the lottery and the betting and the gambling. They make a lot of money in that industry, and people would bet more on the probability side than on the guarantee side by having some sort of insured guarantee predictability investment. And why do you think psychologically we do that as humans?
Well, there's a whole a course on financial behavioral science and the psychology of spending money. I think that, again, it's easier. I think that, again, we're human beings that don't plan. I think that it's more fun to spend now and not be disciplined. Very few people, that's that D word, they're disciplined or they lack discipline. I think it's just a matter of, and like you said, Wall Street know what people are going to spend. That's why they have a December to remember new Lexus car every December, commercials on. They know human behavior and our spending patterns. So that D word, discipline, is just something most Americans and people all over the world just lack. They got us down to a science, and that's very interesting. That's a shame. It really is.
Why do you say it's a shame? I mean, isn't it really reality?
It's a shame because, to your point, year after year, we see our aunties, we see our mama, we see that one neighbor down the street that just have to go back to work at 70 years old. We all say now these days millennials say, I want to be a multi-millionaire by the age of 40. So we say this stuff. We see what happens when you don't plan. And that's the shameful part. It's just something in us that won't make us buckle down, drill down, do the hard work. I was talking to somebody the other day, and she said, I'll be 25 soon. And I was like, I thought back on what I was doing at 25. She said, I got to really get my life together and plan what I'm going to do, and I got to really be serious now. At 25, I was buying my second duplex.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
It's a big difference.
Hey, Linda, hold that thought. We got to take the station break, but hold that thought. We're
Absolutely.
At 25, you was buying your second duplex, and like I've always say, I was talking with James T. Last night, and we were saying how people don't do what they should do. People only do what they must do. You're listening to Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, live in the studios of 12:10 a.m. And my sister-in-law, vice president of the Henderson Financial Group, Linda V. Harris. We'll be right back after the station. We're back live. Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach. Linda V. Harris, vice president of the Henderson Financial Group. Linda, you still with us?
Absolutely.
Now, you said when you was 25, you was on your second duplex, right?
Yeah, we're talking about discipline and why people fall on the probability versus predictability. And I just think it's a good old-fashioned discipline. It really is. You and I have talked often about, are people driven, are they made, or can it be taught? And so I'm still trying to figure that out. Can it be taught? These people that are driven and I want this and I'm going to sacrifice, I'm going to be disciplined, or can we teach it and train it and mentor somebody into it? Well, I just think it's lack of discipline, Robert.
I mean, yes, but I think that we can be taught, because, we've been created, we don't use all what we have given been given from the Creator. We don't really know ourselves. Let's take this caller. Caller, got a question, a comment?
Good morning, first of all. And I think I heard my name on there. Hey, let me tell you guys, first of all, it was difficult getting you, but nevertheless, I refused to give up, and I did get through. Hello to both you and Linda, Robert. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
James T., we know this voice. 30 years, we know this voice.
Yeah, I've been listening to this voice a lot longer, Robert. But I think you bring up a great point where we are, and I'm really hoping, Robert, that this is going to be a great learning lesson for our young people, because they haven't lived through what we've lived through. Here we have been able to see before Corona, and hopefully we'll be able to see after Corona. But for those young people that are having this experience, I'm hoping that they'll be turned around to say, look, I can't depend upon a job to provide for me and my family, or to give me the type of lifestyle that I want. And I hope that they will seek that greater that you and I often talk about, that is within them, that they'll reach deep and that they'll find out what they were really gifted and created to do. I like with Linda saying, I really love what she said about questioning whether it is a teachable moment or is it just going to be a predictability that we're going to keep doing the same thing, expecting something different. And I know that your listeners out there are saying, wow, I wish I had. And when you talked about what we talked about last evening, that people don't do what they should do, they just do what they must do. So you're operating in the moment.
Right.
Now that I didn't do what I should have done, I got to do this.
Exactly.
And usually that's not the best thing, you know. And if we can see now that, hey, as you said, you can be furloughed, you can be fired.
Yeah.
Or the job can tell you, hey, you're going to have to take less if you want to keep the job.
Yeah.
I have a favorite saying, I haven't had a job since 1969, and I'll never have another one.
Amen.
Wow.
Amen. I don't know how long. It's been at least 37 years since I haven't had one.
You know, but then to share with them, Rob, how we got into what Hyacinth talks about, which is, I was talking with her earlier this morning, and in her cream, I think that major thing is mindset. We have got to change our perspective. I was talking with another friend over the week, and it was said that you can have a giraffe and a turtle, and they can be in the same place, but they're going to see things differently.
Yep.
Based on mindset. Of course, somebody said, well, the giraffe, he can see further. Well, but remember, they're in the same place. And the turtle doesn't have to see further. He just may have to see different and get out of the way.
Yeah. But James, but what Linda was just saying, she said, she asked me, do I think that this can be taught, or you think that it just has to be in us?
Well, both. And I'll go to Miles Monroe on this one. If you're a mango tree, don't try to grow apples or oranges.
Uh-huh.
But oftentimes what we get tricked into doing, Rob, as you know, we see what other people are doing,
mm-hmm.
and we just instantly say, I want to do that because it looks good, it feels good. People are admiring them for doing that. But is that really what you were created to do? Is that the seed that's in you? And that's something we don't get taught. You and I and Linda, we had to learn that through life experiences.
That's true.
I never went to a class where they said, whether it was in elementary, junior high, college, or wherever, where they said, we want you to study you and to figure out what you can best do and what you may have been created to do. So, and it has nothing to do with religion. Everybody wants to think when you start talking about principles and laws that it's got to be religion, but it's not religion. It's real. It's actually keys to life, understanding, because many people do things that they think will make a lot of money, but it doesn't bring them or fulfill them, doesn't bring them to that fulfillment of being happy, of being able to provide. So all of a sudden you say, oh, I spent 30 years, working at this doggone job. Now I'm retiring and I can't make enough money to do the things I'd love to do in retirement.
Yes.
Well, maybe you were doing the wrong work. If you had spent 30 years doing what you were created to do, maybe you really wouldn't have to work. People would be buying your services or your product.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, James, what you're describing is one of the words that I mentioned earlier in the year. It's called autodactate. Autodactate. Being an autodactate means that's the person who has learned a subject without the benefit of a teacher or formal education. Basically, self-taught person, learning from experience, keeping your ears and eyes and open, and doing something about it, being proactive.
That's interesting because, for years I said, my dad and my mom and my grandma, they did the best that they could based on what they knew. But Rob, let me just say to you, that there's something greater within us, that if we would seek that, we would find out we do have a teacher.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey James, it's like people ask me, Robert, who did you have a mentor? And I used to say no.
Yeah,
I,
same here. I came into an awakening. Hey,
yes,
Linda, don't get out of this conversation. You've
that's
had
right.
experiences
Linda,
as
you
well.
still there?
Yes, sir. I'm here. I'm here.
Hey, Linda, did you have a mentor? Was it Robert?
No, I'm listening to the two greats. I'm learning. Sometimes you have to sit back and listen and learn.
Well, Linda had a little easy because I was around for I don't know. I'll be married to her sister May 23rd for 33 years. You know, and we've been together 3 years, so it's been 36 years. So Linda been around me for at least 36 years. So she's actually she's seen me in action.
Well, then I'm going to ask this question, Linda. What triggered you to be an entrepreneur?
You know, it's so interesting. I remember, and I tell this story, James, when I was probably about 12 years old. And you know how as young kids we see all the beautiful cars and you go, oh, that's my car, that's my car, that's my car. And so I'd take the car I wanted. And then we used to come to the beach and I see these houses on the beach and I'm like, well, who owns them? How to get there? And then I also put in my head, I want to live on the beach. So then I knew by 14 the car and where I wanted to live. And then I just researched on how to get there and how much it cost. And then back then, most millionaires and billionaires made their money in real estate. And that's when it got in my head, that's what I want and that's what I'm going to do. And so as a young girl, I just started. So it's just something in me that wanted to live a certain lifestyle. I don't know if that's good, bad, or ugly, or it is what it is. And back there, I'm going to start buying real estate. And like I said, I started in my early 20s.
So nobody told you.
Nobody told me.
Right.
Nobody told me. I just saw it, and it didn't occur to me that I couldn't do it. Nobody just didn't occur to me. I just knew I had to research how to do it. Yeah.
But the reward was in the journey. I got to give credit to who told me that, Hyacinth. The reward is in the journey. See, and this is, I think that's the real joy of life. We really feel like we don't want to fail. But if not wanting to fail means you don't take the trip, hey, you still lose. You still lose. So you can't get into it. So even if you say, I don't know if that was good or bad, but it was great because it moved you from where you are on the way to where we're still going. Hey, and I think that's what we miss out. Even with my children, you know, I try to share with them. I want you to dream big. You know, I don't care if they're crazy dreams. You know, and one thing I will not support is you're doing nothing. But I'll support you even in that crazy dream, because the sooner you find out that that's not a good dream, hey, the sooner you'll make the adjustment and redirect yourself.
Yeah, that's true. And, you know, and when you look at, and James, when you said that, you know, in terms of the journey, when you look back, you really can reflect and see how your points of views have changed over that time frame. In other words, you really thought this at one time, and then you realize it was that. And then you realize it was even that. And then you see it was even better. And when you look at it, man, your whole outlook, your thought, your beliefs have really changed, have grown. In other words, if you're moving toward being successful, then it's not stagnant. The view continues to change. And although I know a lot of people don't like change, people don't like change. And that is part of the journey. That's part of the success. Wouldn't you agree, Linda?
100%, Robert. As a matter of fact, you look back on things that you thought you could never get through, disappointments, failed marriages, and then you go, and then you realize how much stronger it's made you. It really, yeah. You realize that it wasn't. I won't say it wasn't so bad because when you're in that storm, it's bad. But boy, when you come out on the other side, you just as sharp as iron, and you almost thank the thankful for the ugly bad times, providing you make it with your mental stability and your health.
Yes, yes,
Well,
and you're right. And James, that journey, and I've often, my staff, people in my office, we would have conversation, and I said, I don't know why, but the journey is something that we never can predict. Isn't that
mm,
something?
yeah, it is, Rob. I even share with friends as well. You and I talked with someone earlier this morning, and I said, I want you to study something, and I want you to take notes, and I want you to date it
Hmm.
because you can go back to a law or a truth a year from now, and it speaks to where you are. And then you'll realize when it spoke to you before, if you make little notes, it spoke to where you were.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's
Is
exactly.
that? I mean, that is so awesome. Hey man, I love studying. I love studying, and I love to make little notes when I read something, and I'll date it, and I'll make little comments of where I am, my perspective at the time. But then when you go back and you say, "Wow, that's where I was," before we got in, as Linda said, when she looked at the car in the house. But then guess what? She got to the point where she wanted to get into commercial property.
Uh-huh.
She wanted, it wasn't so much concerned about the house now. I want to get some real estate where somebody else can pay for where I live.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah. So at first it was just, I want to get that car and I want to get that
Right.
house. But now I want somebody else to pay for it. So how do I do that?
Exactly. Exactly.
So now you only can experience what we're talking about if you're on a journey for upward, progressive journey. If you are improving, if you're growing, but if you just set it out and you're like a spectator and you're watching life go by, then you don't get a chance to experience all this.
And don't be, and Rob, the one thing you don't want to do, don't be afraid to try it and believing that it won't work. But first of all, don't believe that it won't work. But if it doesn't work out the way you wanted it, guess what? You learned the lesson. You learned the how to or how not to. Because many people are going to make the same mistakes that you have made or I have made. And sometimes they won't ask other people what, because my whole thing when I got involved with radio, I didn't go and ask people, how could I? I asked, how did they? I wanted them to tell me their story.
Hmm.
And then I wanted to use what I had because I'm not them, so I'm not going to try and do it their way, but it can help me to better understand how to do it my way and what I was capable of doing at the time.
So that was
Oh my
research and
God.
development.
Oh my goodness. And here it is, 50 years later.
Wow, wow. Hey James, you've been in radio 50 years?
I've been in radio 50 years.
Goodness gracious alive.
Do it. That's why I've never had a job.
Well, we can say the same thing, man. We've been in financial service, we never have a job. That's why people say, "My God, you're a workaholic," but we don't feel like we're working. This is what I call
This is
them.
life.
This is what
Yeah,
we do.
it's a way of life. It's a way
Yes,
of life.
yes. I mean, we love doing it. I love helping people in figuring out how to get from one point to the other point, and it brings me just joy. I mean, it really, really. I mean, there's nothing better than that. I mean, and then when people are successful and we accomplish a goal, I'm like, yes, yes,
Mm,
and
mm.
I'm more happy than them. I'm more excited, and it's their money or their deal, but I'm right there involved. So that's why we love really what we do. We're not just doing this, for money. The money comes, but that's not our goal. Our goal is basically actually to create and to help people to get to their journey. And the more you help people, you're really helping yourself.
Yeah. Hey,
Well,
Linda,
now we're not. Mhm.
I want to
Go
ask
ahead,
Linda a
James.
question. Yeah, I was going to ask you when you go because I know you go to the conferences and ladies are in the group sessions. where is the mindset with what the future dream is for quote unquote young ladies now, or young men for that matter? What are they hoping for? Is it beyond the car and the house now, or are they looking to leave a legacy? What are you finding?
Yeah, it's definitely beyond the car in the house now. As usual, there's always a group that want to live above their means and deal with the tangible. But a lot of them are really, I mean, I got young people that's looking to rule the world. They really looking at entrepreneurship, and they really are serious about not working for anyone. They go right out of college, right into starting their own business, which I have a little different take on that. I think there's something to be said about learning from others first. But in the end of the day, they are really going hard, James. They want to run their own life. They don't want to work for anybody. And they know it can be done, especially with technology. A lot of them are savvy, like your kids are, and they on this gig treadmill. You know what I mean? There's nothing traditional about what they do. They get money so many different ways. They are really looking at the future like they don't see the word can't at all.
Hey, Rob, and what would your advice be for them to prepare for the reality of life? Because everybody's talking about going back to normal. Hey, I don't want to go back anywhere because I don't even think there's going to be that same normal again. I think after this, there's going to be really, truly a new normal. What's your thought?
That's exactly what when I hear people say, first I hear people say, they want their country back. Well, they can't, the country going forward. Now they're saying they want their life back. They want their life back. No. We don't go back. In a progressive movement, in terms of the way life evolves, it evolves. It doesn't go back. It doesn't go back. It goes forward. So we are going to pick up and continue to evolve. Life is about evolving. And just because it becomes unfamiliar doesn't mean that it's wrong. This is part of the whole game. The whole scheme is to create and to grow and to learn and to evolve and change. It's part of it. I mean, it really, really is. And a lot of people want to stay stagnant and stay the way they are. But there's obviously a better way. And if you look at history, anytime we're in a melee, as we are, confused, turmoil, and jumble, there's a lot of creativity, a lot of new inventions, a lot of new ways of doing things that have actually improved the way of life. If you look at history, every time we come into something like this, then we build a better mousetrap, so to speak. So I'm very excited about this. I'm not afraid. We're just going to have to adapt. We're going to have to start thinking. See, a lot of people, James, are really very disconcerted because they have to think more right now. It's not just I'm just going to do what I've been doing and get what I got. No. You are being forced to do the things, not what you should do, but what you must do.
Yeah,
and that's uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Hey man, I'm gonna let you guys go, but I do want to say this, not jokingly, but on a serious note, there is no such thing to some people as a crisis. There is always an opportunity, and I think that if we would really find the time for everybody who's out there worrying about what it's going to be like, or what am I going to do, or how am I going to do this, or how am I going to do that? No, hey, to really say no. What opportunity presents itself now so that should this or anything like this ever happen again, it'll never catch me off guard? I'd say start with 10% of everything that you earn is yours to keep. And ask anybody our age, if we had 10% of all that we had earned in cash today, what kind of opportunities could we take advantage of?
Oh, man. Amen.
Wow.
Amen. Yeah, because this time is here.
Have a great one. Love you guys, man. Keep up the great work.
Love you, James.
Thank you, James. Love you more.
Good. All right. And we're going to take a station break after this, and we're going to come back and continue listening to Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, Linda V. Harris, who's the vice president of the Henderson Financial Group. She's also a financial planner. You was just listening to James T. James T is the reason why we on the radio. As a matter of fact, about 13, almost 14 years, James told us we should really get on the radio and educate people because when he's on the radio at Hot 105, he really does a lot of education, and that's his thing. I mean, he really likes to share and help people. We've been working together for a very long time, known him over 30 years, and we love him. And you can tell this guy is the truth. So we're going to take a station break, and after we come back, we're going to open up the phone lines. Let me give the number out, 786-633-5927, 786-633-5927. Chime in and let us know your thoughts. We're back live, understanding money. That's what it's all about, boy, I tell you, because I always say, boy, to be black and poor in America, woo. Oh, man. Linda.
It's taking on a new meaning with this virus too, because it's really affecting minorities and the and poor, and it's just
man. Linda, if you are spending all your money living paycheck to paycheck in America, man, you in the rough house. You got a caller here. Caller, you got a question, comment?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Robert, Miss Linda. How are you?
Oh, Ronnie.
How are you? Hey there, Ronnie.
I recognize that voice, too.
You know, I do believe what James T. mentioned, that in every crisis there are opportunities.
Yes.
However, when one is at a particular age, it's so much harder to find that opportunity. So they need a team to help them. So I'm glad that, I have my team, which is the Henderson Financial Group.
Yes.
So thank you so very much, and to help me to work through this.
Yes, and Ronnie, I just signed your book, Spiritual Principles for a Prosperous Life. My daughter Jasmine gave it to me. I autographed it and put it in the mail to you.
I thank you so very much.
I thank you, too. Love you very much, Ronnie.
Love you, and have a great...
Hey, Ronnie, before you go, do you know anybody personally who has been affected by the COVID-19 personally?
Yes, my brother-in-law in New York.
Oh.
Yes.
Did he survive it?
No, he passed 3 days later.
Oh, 3 days later?
Yes, he entered the hospital like on a Thursday, and by Sunday morning he was gone.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, he's out in Long Island, where it's with one of the epic centers out there.
Oh, was he in the nursing business, medical business?
No, he had underlying issues, high blood pressure and diabetes and that sort of thing. He was only 63 years old.
Oh man. Okay.
Yes.
Well, our prayers go out to you and your whole family, Ronnie.
I thank you so very much.
Thank you. Enjoy yourself. Be safe and be healthy, okay?
Thank you so much. Bye, Miss Linda.
Bye-bye.
Yes, and the reason why I asked her that, Linda, because there are people that still saying that this whole virus is conspiracy and is a fake. I don't know how you say it's a fake when there are people who are dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my friend Teresa, we lost her, so no, it's not fake.
Yes, right. And then Tavares just told me his cousin, just tested positive for it. I mean, it's real, and you really have to be safe. But I never dreamed that there would come a day where we would be actually debating whether we should go out and shop and dine and spend money and and risk, even having the decision to risk maybe being infected and getting sick and dying. I never thought that day would come. But isn't that amazing? It's almost like, okay, America and the world, we're going to say we want to find, like the universe is saying, what's more important to you? Your life or things and stuff?
Yeah. And it's making us choose.
It's making us choose. And
how bad do you want to sit at that table and order a meal? And I wanted to get back there because God knows these restaurant owners and small businesses are taking the hit. But we got to live to tell the story. And We got to live to come visit you. I just don't understand, but.
But look, Linda, you have so many people that's saying that they're going to lose, that they have to lose their minds. You know, they have to get out and enjoy the people. Can you just imagine the people that are locked up in prison? That's a little cell. I mean,
like house arrest. I know what I feel it now. I never, but I've always played along very well. I can run. I can go outside. I can go walk on the beach. I can read. Always got a project or trying to get another certification. So
yeah, but yeah, but the people in prison now saying, okay, now y'all see how we feel.
They're not saying that, Rob. Are they saying?
Of course. I mean, you locked me up for marijuana for 30 years, for marijuana for 30 years, and I'm in this little cell. And now, I've been here for 20 years, and I got 10 more years because for selling marijuana in this little old cell.
We can't even take 14 days in our house.
Right.
We losing our mind.
Right. And y'all out here saying, I got to get out. I got to go. I'm losing my mind. And that's not for the people who, I'm not even saying just the people who don't have food. I'm saying the people who have food and getting fat and eating and watching Netflix, they still saying, I'm about to lose my mind.
Right.
I got to go shopping and whatever. What about the people who have 30, 40 years for, like I say, selling marijuana? I mean, this is a time to reflect. Put yourself in somebody else's position. And I think this whole thing, matter of fact, not only for the environment, but all of us should be, reflecting on, a different point of view. And now we should see differently. You should take this time to learn from different point of views. How does it feel? And how are you reacting? And where are you? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah, we got 1 minute.
I didn't think about that.
You didn't think about that?
Yeah, we losing our mind after 14 days, and we got a glass of wine. Imagine the ones that don't have what we have, and they've been locked up longer. That's a very good point.
Yeah, and confined, and come on, and you're like goody for them, no pity, no nothing, that's good, no. Now you see how it feels. But listen, it's 8:59. We got to get out of here. If you really, really want to talk to us, and I think you should, give us a call at our office, 305-825-1444, 305-825-1444. If you're getting ready to retire, if you're thinking about, you need some insurance or an annuity, you want to know more about these things, call us at the Henderson Financial Group. It's 9 o'clock. Love you. Peace. Have a wonderful day.